minutes later, the phone rang, and it was Jeff Williams, who was at the International Space Station. And he said that he had been looking out their little window, because he likes to look out and look down at the Earth and take photos, and that he had seen an ash cloud coming out of one of the island volcanoes in the Aleutians. So we were trying to figure out which one it was, and he said, well, it was in a group of islands, and it was sort of connected to another volcano. And as soon as he started talking about it, I said, oh, that was Cleveland. Because Cleveland is in the islands of the Four Mountains. It's this little cluster of island volcanoes.
And we flew over. Because there was a fairly strong wind that day, we were able to get on the back side of Spur and fly traverses back and forth, and so we got fairly close. When we got within probably a half mile of the actual erupting column, we could see blocks the size of, at least the size of Volkswagens, if not larger, being tossed several thousand meters up into the air.
Well, Andy was persistent, and he's a good enough archaeologist that I trust his instincts on this. And the fact that the site was eroding, the site was seeing some impacts, it gave some urgency to following up on this.
What we've interpreted this to be is part of what we call a midden. And a midden is essentially a prehistoric trash dump. So all the animal bones and cracked rock and stone tools that may have broke that they didn't want anymore were discarded to an area of the site where they probably were not actually sleeping or living so much. So some of the animals that we've discovered so far at this site are definitely lots of caribou. We found Dall sheep and wolf bones. We have also found small mammals that include ground squirrel and possibly marmot or porcupine. We've got a number of fish bones. Fish bone does not typically preserve very well, but we know we have grayling and some burbot, and I'm trying to also determine if we got lake trout.
But fortunately, after putting some pepper spray in the air and throwing a rock at it, that was enough to send it fleeing across the tundra.
Get that on film?
Yeah.
But it was an intense kind of 3 minutes. It was the longest bear encounter I've ever had, where it just wouldn't go away.